I'm speedrunning chess while explaining every single move, but one blunder ends it all. And today, for episode 7, I'll be playing 4 games while using what I consider the best openings for beginners and intermediate players. And as always, I will be explaining all the tricks, all the tactics, and all the plans. Let's go. First game, and we will always respond to e4 with the move e5. Pawn in the center. This is the simplest and one of the best openings in chess. Now the knight is attacking the pawn, we protect it with the other pawn. And usually here there are already many openings that white can play, but this is the main one, the Italian game. I love this opening with white, with black, any color. I just love it. It's a great opening. And I go for the 2 knights defense. Why? Simply because we are developing another knight, and now there is a tricky opening that white players love to play, and it's called fried lever. So let's see how to defeat the fried lever. They're attacking with the knight and with the bishop the same point, which is just protected by the king. And we don't have an easy way to defend it. We can't defend it with the queen because it wouldn't help. And the way that black is defending is very fancy. Now the pawn is interfering. So the bishop is no longer looking there. And now we do not take back. This would be a huge, huge blunder because white has a very powerful knight sacrifice to then bring the queen out. So we need to bring the knight here. What are we doing? We are saying like, hey, we'll take this pawn later on. For now, we want to get rid of this bishop. We want to trade this bishop first. For example, if they move the bishop back, we can then trade the bishop and then take the pawn. The strongest move by white is to actually bring the bishop on b5. Why? Because it gives a check and it forces white to defend it, so we cannot take this pawn immediately at the next move. They are going back on e2, and this means that we can safely take this beautiful pawn. This is a mistake. And now we are also attacking with the queen this knight, so the knight has to either move it back or to be protected by the bishop. I think this is a great move. I can now either take or let them take this pawn. In either case, I need to bring my knight back. So now I could either bring my knight back, and then if they take back, or I could take here and after queen takes, bring the knight back, attacking the queen. I need some calculation. I think like the second option is better. But I still need to make sure that there are no dangerous checks, no danger attack. This pawn is protected. So I will go for this one. I'm taking this pawn. Oh, wow. They are not even taking back. Can I play this move? I'm attacking this knight and I just want to castle. That's all I want to do. Oh, wow. This is fire. I mean, I'm just taking back here, I guess. And now I will play pawn here, and then I will be able to artificially castle my king. I mean, either my opponent is a genius or I don't see an attack here. And if there is no attack, it means that this bishop is already shaking. And I think the bishop is shaking, needs to go back there. So they sacrifice the piece, and remember this rule. On YouTube, you see lots of opening traps, brilliant moves, sacrifice here, the rook, the knight, the queen. But in reality, a game of chess is way more simple than that. Usually, you are going to bring out your pieces, win material, trade off pieces, go to an endgame, without sacrifices, without brilliant moves. They are very rare. So, when you sacrifice, you have to be sure that either you checkmate your opponent, or you win more material due to some forced moves. So let's say you give away a knight, but in a few more moves you see that you win a rook. Then you can sacrifice. But if not, you risk to end up in positions like this one, where I have just an extra piece. Now, I still have a long way to go, because what they are doing here, the queen is spinning this pawn, so I can't take. And I still need to bring out every single piece. This knight is still in Australia right now. And the queen is threatening this check, so it's important to shortly look if this is annoying, I will bring this knight back. Why? Because of two reasons. I'm controlling these central squares, protecting the pawn. There is no check here, so my king is safe. One day I will be able to maybe improve also my bishop there, bring a rook here, and I need always to look for my king, because it's my only weakness right now. It's a little bit exposed. Okay, since this knight is here, is now time to go attack this queen and maybe take even a second piece. We might see some nice tactics here, because this knight is unprotected. Okay, I will immediately sneak with my knight here, attacking this rook, attacking this pawn, wanting to maybe bring the knight here. I really love my position. And in every single game, you have to remember, it's not just about playing good openings, no? You need to play with all your pieces. What pieces of mine are not playing? 1, 2, 3 are doing absolutely nothing. The queen. Huh? What is this? I mean, I will just take this rook now. Yeah, and also this bishop is hanging. I guess I'll take it. Free cheese macaroni? We love free cheese macaroni. So my opponent is just playing for checkmate. Either they checkmate or they give up. But I will bring everything. Everything I can out. I need to be careful about my king, but for now, it's all good. So they're threatening to play this. So I'll bring my king back here. There are no checks with the knight, no checks with the queen, and my bishop is unpinned. So even if they attack, I can bring my bishop back, attacking the knight and protecting everything. My opponent will win lots of games because of this tricky playing style, but at some point it will not work anymore. So if you're watching Mr. Fanats, really a very good advice is to go for sacrifices when you are absolutely sure that you achieve something by them. Because if not, you have such an aggressive playing style, you don't need to sacrifice. You can just play at aggressive openings and slowly attack without giving up too much material. No need to do that. You have a good intuition, so use that, but don't sacrifice too much material. So the bishop is... And by the way, I'm not being, I'm a chess master and doing the speedrun for educational purpose, so I'm not schooling anyone. I just genuinely want to help people improve, okay? Just in case. So, I will go with the queen out. I think this knight is again looking at some dangerous squares, but there are no threats. It's still very important to make sure that you have everything covered, because if not, you could end up in trouble. But I'm bringing the queen here because I want to bring also the rook to the game. My king is a little bit parting in this game. He's still in the middle, but he's well covered by all my pieces. And the point is that white has just not enough material to strike, to even start an attack. Okay, the bishop wants to go out in this diagonal. I could already push this pawn. I don't want to be too greedy, but I love it. I really love it. The rook is mine. Let's make sure that there is no checkmate. We take this rook. We're pinning the bishop, so we will win even more material. There is no check. Very important to note as well. There is a check here or a check there. But in both cases, we just take, and then there is no check with the queen. And my queen can, at any point, come back and defend everything. Okay, so the queen is protecting. The queen is also looking here. I will bring my rook to the party, counter-attacking the queen. And now this is a situation of overload. The queen will not be able to defend everything. Now, okay, this is a good example. This is a sacrifice where I'm giving away a bishop. Oh, they don't even take. But the moment I would take this other bishop. So basically, it would be 100% sure that I would win back even more material. Now I give a check, I'm attacking the queen and the king. And this is settling the situation here, because once the queen is gone, attacking chances on my king are no longer a thing. GG's. Quick analysis, no blunders for me, 93% accuracy, and the sacrifice was a blunder. No reason to sacrifice a knight here. Okay, next game. There we go, we have the white pieces, and we always go with a pawn in the center of the board. Okay, so we are in the e4, e5. Now we will play the Italian game, if they go out with the knight. Okay, not. They don't play the knight out, but they play this opening, which is called Philidor defense. Now, in the Philidor, I really like to take full control on the center, and this is also the main move. Why? Because now we have a very strong knight. Look at how powerful this knight is, controlling 8 very nice squares. And the downside of the Philidor is that this pawn is blocking exactly this bishop, meaning that I can quickly develop in very beautiful square every single piece. Well, this bishop is kind of stuck between the pawn, like it will be, at some point this bishop will be having no squares. We'll be staring at a pawn, a knight, a queen, and then a rook. Okay, I will develop my bishop here, queen here, and go long castle. This is a beautiful plan, which I like in so many cases. It's very typical in the Sicilian that you are going for long castle, but here I like it so much because, well, I have the d file semi-open already, so the rook is very active here. Already some possibility of playing the move e5 can be super strong. My opponent is doing something very smart. They want to attack here. Now, if this knight is moving, this pawn would be unprotected, so I will play the move f3, which is also helping my pawns to move forward. Okay, my knight is harassed a little bit by this pawn. I will bring my knight here, and my knight is super strong attacking this bishop, and they cannot let me take it, because the moment they do, this pawn is weak forever. And now, the moment they push this pawn, the pawn on d6 is super weak. And I think it's just gonna fall. I don't think there is any way that they can defend it, because now I'm gonna take, and how to defend this pawn? Okay, maybe now they can push. Alright, they don't. I will go with the knight here. And after, if they don't take, I'm still gonna take there and then snap this pawn, winning even more material, so they have to take. But then I take back with the queen, looking at the rook has to move, and then this pawn is falling. As a rule of thumb, you can remember that every time the move c5 is played in the Philidor, this is a mistake, unless black wins immediately material. Now I take back, attacking the rook, because if not, the pawn on d6 is way too weak. And what you can do is to just use all your pieces to attack the pawn, and usually you're able to win it. The rook has just one square. Now, I have one thing to make sure, because if I take here, there is the rook suddenly sneaking there. Poke. Haha, it doesn't work. If I take, this is a blunder. Oh boy, this was risky. Because rook here is coming, and I can't bring my bishop back. If I take here, they take here, I take here, they take my rook, king takes, and they take here. And I will be left with... Wait a second, let me calculate. Oh, I actually have an extra pawn in that line. But it's very risky, because after this, that rook here, they can also just take with the queen, and then my rook is the rook is still attacking the queen and the rook behind, and the queen can also sneak here to give check. But I can play this move. They take. I take rook d8. This is too risky. I will just bring out a bishop and then bring out a rook. And anyway, they are so much restrained. They have to bring a rook there, but they have no way to attack, no way to defend this bishop, so I don't need to rush. What I can do is to now simply start moving my pawns, and the day I will get to play the move f6 is gonna be a very sunny, shiny day for me. Maybe even g6 I can try to play. Oh, that's lovely. Usually when you're attacking the opponent king on different sides of the board, is very, very powerful to attack 2 pawns at the same time. Now I have to make sure that this is their idea, or maybe that is their idea, but their attack is not really going anywhere. After pawn here, I could also play bishop b5, but I will not do anything. I will just push this pawn, and after this I will show you what is a good way to shut down the party. Well, if they push this pawn, I will just... So if they push, I will just push back, and all the pawns are blocked. And now if they push this one, I will trade first with this pawn, and after they take, the typical way is to push this one, and so you are blocking many files. Now in this case, to be honest, I might even just take. But for the sake of showing the common idea, I will just play this move. Basically this pawn is helping me to defend and is weak in the long run. I can take this pawn at any time. Maybe as soon as we trade off the queens, I will just get rid of it. Okay, they are moving the king away. It's time to bring the rook to the game as well. Again, this knight has no squares to go. Not here, not there. Ooh, this move... I think this move is a mistake. I will just play the move g6. Now they push and they will think like, oh, haha, I blocked everything. But I don't think they blocked everything. Oh, they are taking? This is terrible though, because now the queen is just giving mate. Pushing was very necessary, but if they would have pushed, I would have slided my rook over there. Okay. I don't have a mate yet. I will improve my rook here. Attacking this pawn a 4th time. They really shouldn't take this pawn. This pawn is cursed. Because if they let me get her rook on the h-file, this is just too strong for me. Rook there is offering a trade of rooks, but this is a problem because after I take, I don't know how they will take back, but then I'm able to take here and the queen is sneaking on the h-file. The king is really having no squares to go. The bishop is cutting out this square, the pawn is cutting out this other square, and my queen is getting there. None of black pieces can do anything to defend this king. Okay, the queen is going there, but I can simply give checkmate. Let's see that no blunders is here. No blunders, so we keep going. New game, simple openings. So we go with the pawn in the center, we bring the knight out. Will they play? Oh, again the Philidor? Okay, d4. We love it. After pawn takes, we take back with the knight, and then we develop in a very natural way. Now they are doing something different with this other bishop. We go anyway with all our pieces out. Right here, then queen up. Long castle. Perfect. And then we will play f3, g4, and start to attack. Okay. They're going to the side, attacking our bishop. We don't want them to take here, because after this, the bishop is sneaking here. That would be very bad, but we just go back. One step. The bishop is safe. And now this knight is a bit bad placed. I can play this and then win lots of tempo. Okay, they would like maybe to trade here, so they would trade some pieces. I'm fine with it, so I will keep going with f3, and then once they take, I take back. There we go. Maybe they play this because they think, haha, I win the queen, but my bishop can just go back and defend everything, so that's not a problem. And if they trade, I trade back with, I take back with the queen. And it's a good position. For me, not a big deal. White is a bit better for sure, because more space in the center, better development. Black has the king still here, the knight misplaced. So we are doing fine, but they're also doing a pretty good... Oh, why do I jinx my opponents? By the way, once you play chess, you should always compliment your opponent. Oh my god, they're playing so well. They always blunder. I don't know why. Either I'm cursing them, or I don't know what is happening. So I will go with the knight here. I'm attacking the queen, counter-attacking the pawn. Let's see where they go. Also, this knight is running out of squares. So once I move my bishop back... Wait a second. Okay, yeah, I will just go with the bishop back. Now I'm threatening g4, and the knight is out of squares. They will probably play c6. That's the move I'm expecting, kicking my knight back, but then I move my knight back. I'm attacking this pawn with the queen, and that's a lovely position. Okay, g4 is just winning a second piece. That's nice. And the GG's. That was quick. Let's check that I didn't miss anything. Perfect. GG's. Final game. We have the black pieces, and that's perfect. So we are able to see what to play against d4, what to play against d4. Lovely. We go with the pawn also in the center. Now they play the move c4. This is the queen's gambit, and we do not take this pawn, because if we do, we let them take full control over the center, and the bishop is going to snap our pawn back next. If we would protect this pawn with the knight, they take, we take back, and then still they play e4. They have a massive center. That's why the best move that I want you to play here is the move e6. You're protecting this pawn with a pawn. And then you have to follow, this is a bad move by the way, you have to just develop knight here, bishop here, and castle. Once you have done, you have completed your homeworks on the king side, we think about what to do on the queen side. Perfect, we castle, great job. Usually there are different ways to develop the king side. This knight is in many cases going over here. Why? Because we want to be able to maybe push b6 and then bring this bishop out. Sometimes we want to play the move c5. Now, why is the move c5 a mistake? Well, because it's committing too early. What I will try to do now is to actually try to play the move e5. So I will go with the pawn on c6, queen c7, and then boom, crush in the center of the board. And why is the move e5 so powerful? Because once I push there, if the pawn is taking, this one will be weak. And the moment I push this pawn, I manage to do that, this bishop is getting another free diagonal to enjoy life. Chill outside like a nice butterfly. Okay, we go for that, and we're also threatening a fork, so this makes it just even more powerful. And yeah, just what we have done in a simple way, we have developed all our pieces. And this is what you should do in the openings. You should keep things as simple as possible, especially if your rating is under 1500. Keep things simple, because you see, you don't need magic tricks, opening blah blah blah, this sacrifice there, brilliant move, blah blah blah. No, you just need to play simple chess and your opponent will blunder. It's scientifically proved, or you will blunder. One of the two will happen 100% of the times, but I hope it's not you. So okay, what do we do here? We have a fork, they are attacking the queen. If we take here, they take there, we take here. Yeah, we could do so, but I will just move my queen. I don't want to have any business to do with this bishop, and I will take one piece or the other at my next move. Okay, they are moving the knight, so it's time to get the crunchy bishop. They take back with the queen. When we are up material, we are very happy to trade. So we snap this, also freeing the way for our bishop, which is good. They take back, and we do that immediately. Bishop out. There we go. Now the bishop is doing nothing here, to be honest. He's looking at empty squares. But maybe one day we can bring the bishop on g6, then he's attacking the queen, and then he's helping the knight to jump forward. So I really love the future of this bishop. This bishop has a bright future. They are bringing the queen, attacking nothing. I will just bring the bishop back anyway, attacking the queen. The queen is almost running out of squares. Yeah, the queen can go there. We upgrade the knight. And then we will be able to... What do we still need to do to win this game? Well, trade whenever we can. And then activate the rooks. The rooks are still sleeping. Now there are so many closed. All the files are closed. There is no single open file, right? There is maximum a semi-open file. That's it. That's crazy. So the rooks are struggling. So we need to be patient with that. So I will play bishop here. Why? Because really this queen is running out of squares. If the queen comes here, this is a fork. So where is this queen going? Like here, but then I can play h5 and the queen has to move again. And really there are no squares left. So I'm winning even more material. If this move wouldn't have been possible, I could have tried to maybe bring the queen up, bring a rook here, try to maybe push this pawn to open up some files. So there are always some possible plans. Now h5 is lovely, attacking the queen one more time. There is one square left. And actually this is funny. After the queen is on f3, I am playing this move and the queen... Ah, no. I thought the queen would be trapped. But the queen has still g3. Still that square. But maybe I'm able to trap the queen anyway. Because after this I can play that. Ah, okay, but they can hide here. If they would go up, I would be able to attack it with the pawn. Yeah, that would be officially trapped, but the queen can hide there. But I will still, anyway, if they go, once they move here, I will play this move just because the queen has to go in a very bad spot on h2 to save itself. Oh, and they don't. This is a very good example between a tricky move and a good aggressive move. So this one has a good defense and a bad defense. In the case of the bad defense, we win a queen. In case of the good defense, this move was still good. It's not that we are screwed if they play the good defense. So be careful, because you don't need to play for bad tricks. You can play aggressive chess without having to risk your life. Okay, so now queen g4, they blundered, I think. Let's double check. The queen is under attack. Cannot go there, cannot go there, cannot go there. No, 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 no. It's all good. There are no checks, nothing. Yeah, maybe this bishop can counterattack our queen. This is probably the best they can do. Because if we take, then this bishop is unprotected. Yep. In that case, we will take the queen, they take here, and we take a bishop, so we still win a piece, and the rook is still under attack. So, attention. Wow. Oh no, they found the wrong defense. No, the idea was very smart, but this is wrong, because I can now just take it, and the queen is still... Ah, they were so close to find the defense. By the way, make sure to subscribe, because this video is not lasting long. Yes, GG's. Let's check if there are any blunders. Very good, no blunders for us. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check out Beginner Chess Mastery. This is the step-by-step guide by my husband, GM Noël Studer, to reach 1200 elo and beyond in chess. Why should you check it? Because today I was using some of the openings that are explained in this course, where Noël is giving you not only all you need to know about openings, middle games, calculation, how to think, end games, but also a full opening repertoire for white and for black, with the essential plans, ideas that you must know, and very little moves that you have to memorize. So it's simple, and you can focus on what really matters in chess rather than having to memorize infinite numbers of moves. Check it out, and if you want to keep watching, I will put here a very nice video, so you just need to click and enjoy. See you next time. Ciao!